Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Recently on my blog I showed these little pegs which are really quite cute and just covered in some designer series paper, and I had a couple of questions about how I did them. They're really straightforward and easy to do, so I thought I'd do a very quick video today to show you how easy it is to make these. I'm doing Christmassy type ones today, but you can see I've done some more Valentine's-y ones here with Be Mine, and really you could do them for any occasion. So we start off just with a standard regular clothes peg. I bought these in a local value store, so you don't need to use expensive ones. If you look closely, they're a bit rough at the edges, but it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for this project. What I am going to use is the Stampin' Up! Sanding system. This goes with our coordinations paper, but it's also brilliant for anything that you want to sand. So I'm just going to, because they are a bit of cheap ones, I'm just going to take off any sort of obvious rough edges I can see before I start that might stop the glue adhering. So the paper that I'm going to use is from the Festival of Prints Designer Series paper pack. And these are new to the autumn-winter catalogue this year. You get 40 sheets for £6.25, so they're very good value for money. And what I'm going to do is choose one of these lovely designs, and it's so hard to choose because they're all beautiful. But I'm going to choose, I think I'll go for this one today. And all you need is to have your paper 3/4 of an inch wide. Now, as I'm recording this, the new trimmer, our new paper trimmer from Stampin' Up! Has just been released, and mine is winging its way towards me. So as soon as I've got it, I will show you a video of that. So this I'm cutting at 1/2 inch, and that's going to be just a smidgen wide for the peg, but I would rather have it wider than not wide enough, and then I can sand it off afterwards. So this will be enough to do both sides. Now, one of the questions I had was what adhesive I use, and anyone who knows me will tell you that I use Tombow all the time, the multi-purpose adhesive. It's so good because it's very, very strong, gives you wiggle room when you put your item down. You've got a spready end at the other end because I want this to be really quite thin on here. So now I've put it on, I've just used the spready end to spread that out, and then I'm going to put my paper on. So I'm just going to use my snips, my paper snips, to snip off right at the end there, and then I'll just do a little trim on there. The pegs are never, if you're buying these cheap ones, they're never exactly straight, so it's better to cut the paper just a smidgen wide, and then you can sort of trim off afterwards and make them fit perfectly, rather than trying to get a perfect fit and then you really don't want to see the wood coming through underneath. So a little bit too much Tombow there. So again, I'm going to spread that and make that a thin layer, and put my paper on, give it a good press on, and then trim off. Just sliding that across, whoops, say you have got wiggle room. I'm sliding that across because it was harder to cut round the little metal piece there, so I'm going to slide it across so that I'm cutting the bit that was easier to do. Okay, so another little piece there that I want to trim. I'm a bit of a neat freak, so it's got to be right. Okay, so now I've actually got my paper on, I'm just going to give that a little sanding round the edge, and you can sound this as much or as little as you like. If you want quite a vintagey look, you sound it quite a lot, as I am now, and actually take some of the edge of the paper off, or you can just give it a very light sanding just to to finish it and make it fit. You can also use a dauber or a sponge and go around the edge as well. So now we want to add some ribbon. So I'm going to use the taffeta ribbon. This is the narrow taffeta in Old Olive to match the paper, and bow tying under pressure on camera. I'm going to tie a little bow. You can tie a bow, and I've literally just put that inside the peg to hold it. You can tie a bow and put it on with a glue dot, but I prefer to tie it around the peg because it's just a bit more stable. There we go. Just trim those tails off just a little. And I also want a little greeting on there. So what I'm using for that is the mixed medley stamp set. This is in the main in the autumn winter catalogue as a hostess gift. So get in quick if you want this one. And I'm going to do the Merry Christmas because we've gone for the Christmas sort of colours. And I'm going to stamp this in Riding Hood Red. And this is one of our new ink pads, which if you haven't discovered them yet are absolutely amazing. And you get a nice crisp image there with the Merry Christmas. And I'm going to punch that out with the 3/4 inch circle punch, and then just pop that on with a dimensional. Now you could put magnets on the back and make these fridge magnets to peg messages on. You could peg them onto the top of a Christmas present with the name of the recipient. They just look really cute, and I do love them. I'm really pleased with them. So hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I will be back with more soon.